Greetings there, fellow robots. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Blossom, the Seed of Life. Episode 9, Preparing for a Seed Launch. So on the wagon that I just made, I'm going to add 2 water storage tanks. And this is to facilitate mining, as you will see soon. And we're about to hit the 50% mark for bio growth on planet. Nice. All right, so 2 pressure valves. And the other thing that you can see is the wagons that are unconnected to the train are being highlighted, so we can see where they are, which is nice. That way you can't lose a car. I wonder how close we are to 1 bar pressure. So that sprayer tower is done. That sprayer tower is still going. Okay. Okay, now that we're back here. Water tank module tier 2. And now we have, oh, you know what? I miscalculated. I only had enough for 1 of those. Oopsie. One's actually fine. I think for simplicity's sake, I'm going to remove my storage module. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? We need 1 more steel for the biocore. Yeah, I'm going to remove my storage module. No. No, I won't. I'll just make another water tank module. Just thinking like big picture here. I'd rather lug around more water. And have a dedicated car for water. The other thing is, I know that the next pump will also require, well, we're still working on the tungsten ingots for that. I won't get ahead of myself. It will be confusing. So what we're setting up is mobile water storage, and you'll understand why soon. But because I've stopped moving the sprayer towers around, I'm sure we're gonna, like, stall out on progress, which is fine. So taking a look at the progress, we have the Blossom Station launch panel on the carbon extractor. But yeah, looking at the progress here, we have stalled. We are no longer spraying anything. I think what I'll do is break down the 2 towers I have because they'll yield 4 cores, and I need 3 cores to make another tower. So I'll pause a second on getting the better pump in order to get a top tier tower. Careful, don't run over Matt Damon while he's farming potatoes. This planet's not ready for him yet. Well, actually, this planet is more... He wouldn't need to be here. I've already done the work. And maybe my next one will be out that way, to the south. My next biosprayer. We are about halfway to algae spray. In terms of progress for total, like, and then once we hit the milestone, it like calculates as the whole planet, so we don't have, it's not so onerous. That was one of the fears when I was learning to play, is like, oh my god, is it gonna force me to like spray every corner of the planet, because that would be so labor intensive, and it doesn't force you to do that. To set up a tier 3 sprayer, we're probably going to want another iron ingot or 2 for extenders. Or, you know what we could do? We could use our first extender tier 3. Let's go ahead and do that instead. So the tier 3 extenders is aluminum ingot, just like it is for power. Oh, the other thing is, like, the silver wire here, as you can see, it's not stacking. The drones aren't quite that smart, so if you want to stack it, you'll have to, like, drop it, and then they'll pick it up and restack it. And you... You know, I'm just not even going to bother setting it up. I don't think it does components anyway. So what are we trying to stack? We're trying to stack silver wire and iron ore. Okay. While I'm standing here, let's fill these tanks. My plumbing got idle because we're currently not spraying anything, so I might as well just top these tanks up. And this is so that we can... The reason for these is so that we can get tungsten. I know that might seem weird, but don't worry, it will make sense soon. Alright, so we got the extender. Get back to the car. And what we're doing is we're putting down the tier 3 sprayer, and I said I wanted to go south with this. Yeah, let's go out this way. And we'll hook up to that tier 2 water pipe there. It'd be cool if there was a component for your car which was like a pipe or cable layer, so you could like drag these out via vehicle. Or some way to visualize the maximum distance Because, like, I have a terrible time trying to visualize what the max distance of, like, a tier 3 extender is. That would be convenient for sure. Yeah, I suppose I could use a beacon. You're right about that. Just an extra step. It'd be cool if, like, you could hook up a rover to help you with it, rather than have to set up, like, beacons for distances or whatever. Alright. Biospray tier 3. So this is the final tier of the biosprayer. And because it's a tier 3, it also has tier 3 plumbing, so I can drag the pipe from here out to the tier 3 extender. It doesn't really make any difference. It's omnidirectional now. In fact, I might not have even needed to put this one down. I might have been able to pull it all the way out to that socket over there, but whatever. This will work. Alright, and now this thing is using how much water? I think we're in a net negative of 2 for plumbing, which means we're going to really need that tungsten core in order to get our pumps up to tier 3. Because this is using 8 and we're producing 6. So yeah, we're in net negative 2. Okay, so now that we have the like wagon for power or water storage, the next thing I want to do is to get the mining laser tier 3. And this will require uranium, chromium, and copper. So the way that mining tier 3 works is it's not something you install on your rover. And instead, it's something you install on the ground. And the mining lasers require you to plumb them and power them. So the purpose of the wagon that has water containers is to be able to hook up mining to it. So let's scan for uranium. And what I'm likely to do is to leave the... So what we'll be doing is we'll be... Oh, weird. It didn't even signal this as uranium. What we'll be doing is leaving the drills in place for the specific elements, and then maybe using beacons to as like a way to figure out where they were installed. So the first one we're going to do is tungsten, which is like a purpley metal. And when we want tungsten, we drive out there with our rover, hook up the plumbing, hook up the power, get the tungsten, and then collect whatever we needed, and then drive back with it to then refine it. Last but not least, chromium. So this here is cobalt, but that's what the tier 3 nodes look like. Big chunks that you can't mine with mobile mining devices. Alright, so I don't fill my bag, let's start making the individual components first. And then I'll just get a little bit more chromium. While I'm driving over, I should also check on the nuclear reactors to make sure they have enough fuel, because we have some spare fuel rods. And it looks like the spare tower is still working, pushing us towards global planetary algae cover. Getting kind of close to that goal. That tower might be able to finish this off, in fact. And if not, I could just move it like a little bit one way or the other to get the rest of the planetary coverage finished. Because we're at 96%. Alright, this still has both uranium rods. They haven't been drawn from. We might be on full renewables. Like, I can't say for sure, but that seems... Yep, that has both rods, although one's used up. Yeah, we might be fully on renewables now. And 99% biological growth on planet. And the ability to make the blossom stuff. So yeah, I don't think... There we go. Covered in algae. Sweet. So this unlocks the Blossom Station launch panel and the carbon extractor, which is very, very important. And that sprayer tower is now idle. Regardless, I still want to get better pumps. So what I'm going to be doing now is... Wow. The mobile tanks aren't even filled yet. Let's get one more piece before I finish this up, which is the beacon. Materials for the beacon. I forget where. Oh yeah, there it is. So copper and iron, one of each. And we're looking for the large purple... And I don't have what we need. Okay, so that's platinum over there. The white large node. What we're looking for is the tungsten. And I'll stick the beacon down and the mining laser down on the tungsten. But we won't have the ability to get the tungsten just yet, but at least I'll have the mining laser deployed. Is that the cobalt or the tungsten? I can't really tell from this distance. The reason we have an undersupply is the algae tower is still wrapping up. I'm not worried about that, though. There's finite work. It will eventually max out. So this is cobalt. Okay, got it. And there's the tungsten. Terraforming the golf course? Yeah, it's a little golfy right now. So the mining laser tier 3, as I said, is one where you have to supply power and water for it to mine, and it's installed. So I'm going to be setting this up and then setting a beacon up. And I'll set the beacon to purple, which is like tungsten color. So we need to go scoop up our water tank storage, swapping out probably storage and scanner for it, or even the printer and the crafting station, so that we can hook up that that drill. And my plan is to get 2 tungsten cores so that we can upgrade our pumps to tier 3 from tier 2. So let's make sure we understand all the materials needed for that before we do that. So currently we have 2 tier 2 pumps, which is gold wire, power junction, rad cell. And this is gold wire, rad cell, tungsten ingot. So we're ditching the power junction and gaining a tungsten ingot. The tungsten ingot will also require the refinery tier 3, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Which means, well, we ought to get a refinery tier 3 first. Or anyway, or whatever, however you want to phrase it. Which is sulfur and titanium, which we do not have. And then gold wire, which we do have. Here's the gold wire. The sulfur is just in the water over here. That's easy to grab. And then we'll just need 2 titanium. And as you can see, we're slowly filling up the mobile tanks. Oops, that was a bad park job. Because I'm guessing the Bowspray Tower Tier 3 is done. Which is why I wasn't, like, fretting about our water shortage. With that said, of course, I am in the process of getting much bigger pumps. Oh, with that said, we should also... Yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm in the process of getting bigger pumps so that we don't bottleneck on water. Because, a little spoiler, but like everything from here on out requires more and more and more water, right? If you're trying to grow plants, as one might imagine, water becomes one of the primary resources to be able to feed plants for plant growth. So, yes, little spoiler, but like, it's kind of a no-brainer one. In my opinion. We also should be pretty close. Well, I don't know where we are exactly for pressure, but we should be closing in on max pressure, which then means we won't need the drills, which is less power required for our base. And then that also means we'll have a tier 2 laser, or tier 2 rover, which will add 1 more slot to our current rover, meaning that maybe we will have like a water tank installed permanently on our train, rather than have like a detachable water tank or something like that. All right, so we need a heat sink. And I already have the gold wire. Perfect. So driving back to base for the refinery tier 3. And the refinery tier 3 is required to refine anything that comes off of a mining node tier 3. So the giant bricks of material, platinum, cobalt, tungsten, that all requires tier 3 refining. And where do I install that? Yeah, okay, you can see the sprayer tower in the distance is like done, because there's nothing left for it to even do. The refinery tier 3 also requires a water socket, so I'll stick it here so that it can also be plumbed as well. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to extend the water from the extender out to it, because this is a tier 2 extender. And it looks like the mobile wagon for water storage is all set as well. So we'll get that, we'll get the tungsten here in just a moment. Cool. Composite metal and uranium rods. So because I don't intend to have like tons of composite metal uranium rods, I don't need them in an auto storage. Although the sulfur ore should be stored. Just trying to tidy up. Alright, let's take a look at pressure. So pressure is at... we're about 2/3 of the way to rover tier 2. Got it. So soil is completely finished. And then soon we'll be working on oxygen. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is grab our water. So I think what I'll do is cut out the mobile printing section. In lieu of having power and water. So just redesigning the train real quick. And this is so that we can get said tungsten for the better drills, or better pumps. And then we'll do the whole Blossom launch panel stuff afterwards. Alright, because I just wanted to at least demonstrate tier 3 drilling for the first time, and then, you know, get our water pumps up nicer. Because that's going to be a real bottleneck soon. So I might as well do it now. Okay, so to hook up power for the drill, I'm going to draw off of our rover. Which is why I have batteries on the rover. And then to hook up water for the drill, I'll draw off of these tanks. And I have 2 tanks just so that if one runs out, we can do the other one. There we go. Now we are mining tungsten. And I don't know why it's not, oh, there it goes. I recall it being faster than this. Maybe they changed the speed since I last played. This feels slow. They must have changed the mining speed and I missed it. I'm also going to shut up the beacon for now, because I don't want to hear it go ping, ping, ping forever. Looks pretty slow. Okay, they did slow it down. And it's obviously draining power and water off of my rover. But then, you know, this is how to get these materials. And the reason why I had it mobile is, that's so weird. I have like a random weird connector highlighted over there. The reason why I have it like this is the infrastructure required to set up to have the power and the water networks to each node would be like time and cost prohibitive. So instead of doing it that way, doing it this way, I think makes more sense. The drill itself isn't very expensive, and the beacon itself isn't very expensive. And just like driving out to what you need makes, I think, in my opinion, more sense. So in this case, I'm only going to get enough for 1 tungsten core. Just to get the ball rolling. For the tier 2 pump. Or tier 3 pump, excuse me. And then we can always come back for more. Oh, also I should turn the beacon back on. So I can find my way back. So the all alone requires us to build a Blossom Station launch panel and to fill the ship's water tank, and then to activate the Blossom Station launch panel. So once I get the next tier water pump, I'll hook up the plumbing to fill the ship's internal water storage so that we can work towards that goal. So with all the tungsten I've got, walk over to the refinery and stick the tungsten in the slots. 6 equals 1 tungsten ore core. And I'll just start water socketing it now. Fill it up. I thought I'd oh yeah, we have empty slots. Yeah, ship's water tank is filling up. Once we get one of the pumps upgraded, then I'll work on the other subtask for the Blossom Space Station. Alright, there's the ingot I needed. So let's upgrade one of the pumps to top tier. Oh, I don't have my rover over here to do the printing, though. And I don't even have the rover's printer hooked up to the train. And this is why getting the rover tier 2 would be really nice, so I can have another slot. For now, I think I could probably do without the scanner and the storage. And that will be the component that we don't have on the rover. Without scanner is a little annoying, but like, I'll try to make do. Alright, here's the mega pump. Oh, I should be facing the other way. The mega pump. Don't drain me. Yeah, I should have done it the other way. I immediately realized connecting to it that way was a bad idea. I'm so happy that there's like the 20% disconnect, so it doesn't just like kill you. Alright, there we go. So that's producing 10. water, and that should help fill us up faster. So I did use up this tank for the mobile mining, and we'll top this one up. And then it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to top up my my rover either, because you know we did do mobile mining and it used up battery power as well. And we're all topped up. Now it's going to be a minute for the ship's water tank to fill up, but let's work on the Blossom Station launch panel in the meantime. And then we can always go back and get more tungsten to upgrade our other pump to tier 3 from tier 2. And I'll stick this power junction down because I don't need that. So the Blossom panel is gold wire, glass, and composite frame. It's actually really not that expensive. I do think I'm out of gold, though. This is where you'd want the scanner again. Maybe what I'll do, because I'm not mobile mining, is I'll cut this one out to put the scanner back. We really only need the water when I'm mobile mining. And the higher tier rover is going to fix a lot of this. Oh, did I might have done that backwards. Yeah, I don't know if that will train. Is it? No, it's moving it. Okay, good. All right, silica, regolith, that's easy to find. Iron and titanium. Don't we already have that? Yes. So I got everything I need for the composite frame. Silica, regolith chunk for the glass, which is super easy to find because there's silica everywhere. And regolith everywhere. And then it's just find gold again. So let's set the scanner to gold. You would have died so many times without the auto disconnect? Yes, same. I mean, I feel like if there wasn't auto disconnect, I would have died once and then realized, oh yeah, I should never connect it backwards because, you know, I'll die. And then hopefully I would have, like, learned my lesson. Hopefully. Might be wishful thinking. And the ship's water tank is already at 63% because the higher tiered pump is a hell of a lot better. So you can see why I endeavored to get the refinery for tungsten up and all that, because it would have taken a lot longer to fill that tank up with the slower pumps. Because the tier 3 pumps are like 3 1/3 faster than the tier 2 pumps. And really only like 30% more power hungry. I think they go from, oh no, was it 7 to 15? So they're a little over twice as power hungry and 3.5 times more water providing. Very, very good efficiency gains, in other words. And I'm tired of getting gold, so let's fill our mobile storage up with gold so I don't have to keep coming out with the gold. Hey, Raul. Chill terraforming is going pretty well. No complaints. Thanks for dropping by. Always a pleasure to have you and your Your community over here. I'd like, if I could honk to say hello, I would. Alright, we got a whole bunch of gold now. Let's just get our glass and a regular wire. Or, yeah. Glass and gold wire. Alright, I got everything I need for the launch panel. Let's get that installed. Because the ship's water tank is gonna be full pretty much by the time I get back. Thank you for tuning in to Blossom, the Seed of Life, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow terraformers.